Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south. More specifically, we're in Gulf Breeze, Florida, right outside of Pensacola. We're here back at Shoreline Park, where I ended the video yesterday. This is, of course, the UFO hotspot here in Florida. People come out here to watch UFOs at night, and then during the day they come here to do, you know, fun activities such as biking, boating, things like that. But not today, because it is still very cold. I have been so far unsuccessful in my quest to get out of the cold. I've been heading southeast, trying to get away from the Arctic blast, but I think I have failed. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's still cold, quite a bit. Oh my goodness. Of course, whenever you're out by the water, it always seems to get more cold. You get more breeze. You get that ocean breeze blowing on you. But I had some people ask about the Choose My Adventure road trip, which I think technically we are still on, but you know, and I've explained it a little bit in the other videos, but basically, you know, we were doing voting on different cities, having you guys vote to which city I go to. Oh, it is windy. I'm gonna step under this gazebo. Maybe that will help, or maybe not. People were voting on the different cities that I go to, and then we were struck with a double Arctic blast in the United States. I was in Hot Springs, Arkansas, got snowed on. I was looking at where I could go next. North was not a good idea. There were sub-zero temperatures north, as well as snow. Even if I tried to go west through Texas, they were having sub-zero temperatures and snow. Pretty much the only place was the southeast that was not having sub-zero temperatures and snow. So in some way, Mother Nature chose our adventure, chose that we would be heading this way. There really wasn't a lot of options as far as me putting out a vote, kind of a narrow pathway. So been continuing that way, and we may pick up the Choose My Adventure road trip at some point once there's more options. Right now, things are still just very cold. Even I saw some things today here in the Pensacola area were closed today due to the low temperatures, even though we are here in Florida. So I'm going to continue trying to keep in this area while the rest of the country is cold and snowy, and I've been hearing it from different people all over the country dealing with the Arctic temperatures and Arctic snow. So I think we're gonna try to keep warm down here, and maybe at some point, you know, I can do the Choose My Adventure road trip at any point, really. I mean, there's no reason we can't pick that up at a different time. Pick that up when there's more options, pick it up a different time of the year. Let me know what you guys think, if you'd like to see me, how you'd like to see me bring that back. Right now, it's just simply not an option with traveling. I can't drive. You know, I gotta consider my own safety with driving into the snow, driving in poor road conditions, and also there's just not gonna be a lot of stuff to do in areas where there's a lot of snow and a lot of coldness. While I was talking, I noticed there's a giant crane over here. Do you see him? Do you see the big crane? Hey, Craney. I'll call you Craney because you're a crane. Enjoying the beach today? Now your head is a big bird. You can see the city of Pensacola Beach over there across the icy waters. Yeah, I'd love to go to a warm beach right now. I don't think any of the beaches are warm. I think we are in a pretty pretty cold country at the moment. And you take care, Craney. Now, another thing I've been getting a lot of comments about is my choice of jacket. I'm wearing this, this is my heavier hoodie. I have two hoodies that both have this same design. I bought at Walmart. Probably have had them probably over 5 years, these two hoodies here. But I actually do have, a warmer coat. People are disturbed I was wearing this in the snow. See, over here, in the car, underneath the car kitchen, I have this deposit of different jackets that I can break out. I have a couple other hoodies there that I can wear, and I do have some warmer coats. I have this this is like my pea coat there. That's pretty warm. And then my ex-wife bought me this when we were married. This doesn't look that thick, but it's very, very warm. But I don't know. I like the hoodie I'm wearing. I'm more comfortable in it, so I just kind of use these coats here to prop up the car kitchen. Yeah, put the car kitchen basket there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The cooler's actually getting pretty empty too. But you can see the ice. There's still ice in there. It's been cold. I filled this, I think, one time since I left. I left, what is it, the 20th today. I left on the 8th, so 12 days. So the ice, as long as it's colder outside, the ice lasts for almost forever. I've drained it a few times, but yeah, this ice has been in here probably about 6 days. And yeah, it's getting kind of sparse here. We have some zero sugar whipped cream. This is my go-to for desserts. It's zero carbs in that, believe it or not. And I got some mayonnaise, some pickles, and some almond milk. But yeah, I need to stop at a Walmart and restock the Yeti maybe later today. Oh my goodness, look at this sign here. You turn right to Pensacola Beach sign. This is gorgeous and amazing. Look at that marlin up top with the colorful fin, the neon bulbs there. It says scenic, drive east along the Gulf of Mexico, the world's whitest beaches. I'm assuming they're referring to the sand. But yeah, that is gorgeous. That's good. Absolutely love this. Now we just came from Shoreline Park, which is across the bay there. That, of course, one of the world hotspots for seeing UFOs. But over here in Pensacola Beach, you can see a UFO in broad daylight. See the UFO house here. This is a futuristic house that was lived in by people at one point. And apparently this has weathered all the hurricanes that have come through the area. So maybe, I don't know, maybe all the people here on the Gulf Coast should be living in UFOs. And if you keep an eye out, there might be some aliens here in this area. So the alien there wearing the Pensacola shirt. Proud resident of Pensacola. Get a peek of the back of the UFO house here. I love that. I just love the futuristic look there. It looks like something maybe out of 50s sci-fi. Oh, but watch out! Look who's peeking out the back porch at us. We got a little green man. I guess looking up in the windows of the UFO, you can see other various space Martians and alien creatures peering out. And in keeping with the UFO theme of the area, we have UFO's mini golf here. Yeah, over here you can chill with this alien sitting on the bench. This alien here, look, he's actually got a mohawk, a space mohawk. Then on his t-shirt, got a little green man with antennas, and he's even got UFO shorts, space shorts. It looks like on top there they've got a tiki hut with a UFO crashed into it. Oh yeah, we got a big spacecraft there. This one actually looks a lot like the spaceship from the Gulf Breeze sightings. The big alien destruction suit here. You see those little alien riding in the top of this giant mechanical robot. Inside here we have some more aliens here. This red-haired alien relaxing here in her beach chair. Oh, check this out. Over here they have some actual framed newspapers. It's the Gulf Breeze Sentinel. These are articles where they talk about the Gulf Breeze UFO sightings in the newspaper. Yeah, see front page. This is 1988. They have the UFO update there. Now that sign for Pensacola Beach promised the whitest sands in the world. So let's check out the sand here at the actual beach here at Pensacola Beach. You see under these palm trees, they have a statue of a surfing man, a surfer dude, if you will. This is Yancey Bailey Spencer, very accomplished surfer. It lists some of his surfing achievements there. Now it is absolutely gorgeous out here. The white sand, the blue water, but man, it is cold. It is cold and windy. Just a couple other people out here on the beach. Yeah, the sand is as white as snow, and with this temperature, I would almost believe that it was. Okay, it is gorgeous down here. Look at that water. The water's like completely clear. Looks like you could see to the bottom of the ocean through that. Gulf Coast beach pigeons. I do love how the Pensacola Beach water tower is a beach ball. I just noticed over here in the parking lot there seems to be some sort of event taking place. Yeah, look over there. There's some horses. Or there's like a big horse and a tiny horse over there. This is the 14th annual Kids and Critters Parade. It's a Mardi Gras celebration involving children and dogs.
As a mermaid.
Oh, look at that.
Do not call her a seahorse.
Have a mermaid horse that is the Grand Marshal of the parade. That's pretty amazing. Lots of barking dogs. All the dogs are very excited for Mardi Gras. Oh, look at that. Oh, then look at the little Sebastian there. All right, the parade has begun. They're throwing beads to the crowd.
The parade is underway. Make some noise as the parade passes, and they will be sure to
The mermaid horse. A lot of barking. Dogs very excited to see other dogs and other animals here. There's the black pearl full of Boston Terriers that are dressed like mermaids. A crew of kids here. From some dogs here. A very excited dog in the audience there. Oh, the dogs they want to sniff people. See, there's like a Spuds MacKenzie type dog dressed as Superman.
How well can the cat throw?
Oh, here is the giant cat here. Sure says Cat Country. I don't know if he's gonna be the mascot, a local country station. Throwing some beads. And all the dogs here. Oh, and look, there's that Starro. Starro is a hey Starro. Oh, he got some bubbles. I think the rule is you're not supposed to pick up the beads off the ground, because I think once they've touched the ground, they've become cursed. All right, so had a little spontaneous Mardi Gras celebration here at Pensacola Beach. Stopped over here at Graffiti Bridge in Pensacola. One of those spots where people come and express themselves publicly. You can see there's a family up there painting rocks. There you can see over this part of the bridge. See, it's been painted quite a few times. It's always interesting, you know, those places, those graffiti center points like this. I know different towns like have different bridges or other locations that are just constantly being covered with different graffiti. It's often interesting just to see how they change and evolve over time. And over here we have love locks. And again, I need to get some love locks of my own to start putting on fences and other love lock locations. Looks like these love locks have actually been spray painted. A lot of times people put the names of themselves and their loved ones on there, but these have been painted over, so you can't really see the original poster of the locks. It actually is kind of interesting, a little different there, the different colored locks. Oh yeah, you can see kind of as the colors change. There's like a golden section of locks there. Kind of has a unique aesthetic. Now, the first time I ever came to Pensacola, years and years ago, I went to a very, very fascinating museum called the T.T. Wentworth Museum. It was a man in the 1920s who just started collecting odd things. He like had a petrified cat and just like little bits and oddities and taxidermied animals that he collected, just because he wanted to start his own museum. And that grew and became the modern T.T. Wentworth Museum. T.T. Wentworth, the name of the man that founded the museum. And I was looking, I wanted to go back there since I enjoyed it the first time, and I was looking online and I could not find the museum. I thought it had been closed down or something, and even looked on Roadside America and it showed it as being closed. So I did a little bit of digging, and then I found that they had actually changed the name of the museum. It's now currently the Pensacola Museum of History, and I guess the reason they changed it is the original name T.T. Wentworth, the founder of the museum. They found out that he was actually a high-ranking member of the Klan. So very understandable that they would not want to be associated with things such as that. But I figured we'd stop back in and check out the newly christened Pensacola Museum of History. They actually do have a monument here to T.T. Wentworth, so they've removed his name from the museum. I'm surprised that that this monument still remains. Museum gives the history of the city of Pensacola. Here we have different objects that would have adorned different buildings through time. There's a lion head, says that's from the old opera house. You can see up there, there's a worker actually building the city of Pensacola. Here is the T.T. Wentworth bicycle shop, some of the old bicycles here. And this is where the museum begun, where T.T. Wentworth originally started his museum before it was moved to this building. This is really fascinating. It says the story of us from curiosity cabinets to modern museums, kind of showing the evolution of the museum, which started out in the Victorian style museum where it had a lot of the wooden cases and just random objects that they found unusual crammed inside. And this room was much different when I came before. This whole room was basically the original T.T. Wentworth Museum. Had all these different cases like this with, you know, with interesting things. So you got like a ship in a bottle there, and then just like a weird face. As we see the different items here, these are different items from Pensacola, like a Blue Angels jet, some Mardi Gras doubloons, and a hat. And it talks here about like the evolution being that originally museums, you would just take interesting things, just things that were fascinating or interesting, and just put them together in a collection. But the evolution eventually saw that museums would have more of a cohesive approach, you know, more of a presentation where a collection that all had a similar idea will be placed together instead of just a cabinet of curiosities, which I appreciate. I appreciate both. You know, I love going to a modern museum that's well curated, but also love just a cabinet full of wacky stuff. Then over here we get kind of a look behind the scenes, a peek at what a modern museum looks like, at least when it is off display, where the items are carefully categorized. You know, I find this very interesting. I worked in a very small museum for a short period of time. I was always fascinated. I felt like they kept all the best stuff hidden away in the back. And this kind of shows how, you know, they wouldn't just necessarily cram everything in cabinets when it doesn't really meet the purpose of the current exhibits. It's stashed away and hidden in a safe and controlled environment. You can see all the boxes there. Shows how different stuff is preserved. These bones placed in styrofoam. You can see the caribou's head all wrapped up carefully there. You can see all the seashells packed up nice and tight and careful there so they don't break. And look what we got over here. We got one of Robert Wadlow's shoes. See the picture of Wadlow there, the big shoe. Of course, this is an amazing item, you know, definitely worth being on display. But of course, in a modern museum, where do you put it? Unless you have a whole exhibit on Wadlow, it just seems kind of random to have it out. So you can see just kind of the different thought that goes into what goes on display and what doesn't. And sometimes that leads to really cool stuff being put into storage. Now this used to be the crown jewel, the center point of the T.T. Wentworth Museum, and that is the petrified cat here. And they show here how the cat is carefully packed away. I guess they said that that it had deteriorated from years of not being displayed properly, so they have tucked it nicely in this box. in order to display the cat, they have actually done a 3D scan. And here's a 3D printed model of the horrifying mummified cat. That's actually a particularly horrifying angle there. Now the story behind the cat is that it was stuck in the walls of a house in Pensacola for 116 years until the house was demolished and they found the cat. And of course this became the center point of the T.T. Wentworth Museum. And I guess they don't want to put the cat out like it used to be because they're afraid that it will fall apart. So we can enjoy this 3D printed version of the petrified cat. Over here we have a replica of Trader John's, which was a bar here in Pensacola. Said that he had lots of interesting collectibles and things hanging in the inside of the bar. And the bar itself contained a Blue Angels museum. The Blue Angels, of course, the planes that would do tricks and performances. So let's step into Trader John's here. It's an actual replica of his bar. You can see different airplanes hanging from the ceiling here. And I guess this over here behind the bar is Trader John himself. The museum here has preserved the Blue Angel Museum that Trader John had in his bar. Oh, here's a photo op here. We can take our picture with Trader John. Here's some of the items from Trader John's collection. Very cool that they kept it together and kept it preserved here at the museum. See different items like the tiki mask there, the scale, and who's that guy? Here's different celebrities that visited Trader John's. We've got Ernest Borgnine, Neil Armstrong, John McCain, Larry King, John Glenn, a lot of different astronauts. Elizabeth Taylor, and Prince Andrew. Yeah, maybe not talk too loud about that one. Some more military items preserved in there. There's like the handle from a plane, some of the control panel from a plane, and there's this prosthetic leg. I guess it's like a tattooed prosthetic leg. It's got all those pictures on it. And this is interesting. Innovations of Yesteryear. This is an object tour of the World's Fair. Of course, I'm fascinated by the different World's Fairs. I'm still waiting for them to finally have another one here in the U.S. Oh, this is cool. These are tickets to the World's Columbian Exposition, which was held in Chicago. That's where the Ferris wheel debuted. You can see the Ferris wheel blueprints there on the wall and some souvenirs from the exposition. Let's see, it's a little picture in a bottle, but you can see it's people riding on the first ever Ferris wheel. That's really amazing. Yeah, that shows how different inventions debuted at the World Fair. It used to be a place where new ideas and inventions were introduced to the public. It says the telephone introduced at the 1876 Centennial Exposition. This is the typewriter debuted at the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. Of course, the light bulb, Edison's light bulb. So the Edison won the contract to use his lights at the Chicago World's Fair in 1893. In 1939, at the New York's World's Fair, the television, the electric television debuted. That's pretty remarkable. That looks like a lot of modern technology debuted at the 1939 New York's World Fair. But most importantly, they had this mascot costume of Elsie the cow. That is pretty amazing. I guess a person actually wore this costume. I wish I could have I could travel back in time and meet Elsie the Clown at the 1939 New York World's Fair. Here's an interesting trivia fact. In 1893 at the Chicago World's Fair, PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon, won the award for Best Beer, and remains popular to this day. Look at this hair permer. These clips would clip to all different sections of a woman's hair, and I guess this device would make the hair curly. Here is an exhibit on the National Quarantine Act of 1878. It's really interesting. You know, we lived through the recent pandemic, and it all seems so strange and foreign to us, but there's been different pandemics through history, and for some reason, everyone always acts surprised. And here we see the sailors in quarantine. Yeah, just get some rest. Wear a mask when you go out, and don't touch your face. There's an exhibit on death and mourning. Right there, that is a hair wreath. They would take the hair of the deceased and create a decorative wreath in which to remember them by. And a lot of these exhibits do appear to be new. I don't remember a lot of this from when I was here before, so they have done a lot of updating. But yeah, there we have the finery of loss, meaning the fancy clothes you wear when you are in mourning. Of course, black is the color of choice. You see the mourning gowns there, where women would cover their face when they were in a period of mourning. The black umbrellas up there. Yeah, it says here in Victorian times, when someone would die, they would cover the mirrors with cloth. They'd be afraid that the deceased's soul would get caught in the mirror. Here's another hair wreath, and that is probably one of the biggest hair wreaths I've ever seen personally. It's just crazy how intricate it is. All those flowers made out of human hair there. Over here is mourning photographs. It says women in mourning would have their photos taken, I guess as a way to remember the period of mourning. That's, wow, I don't know. Just the thought of like having a photo taken during the absolute worst time of your life in order to remember it. I tend to like to try to remember the good times. Oh, this is pretty interesting. This is Mr. Mac's ghost. It says Robert McIntyre and his wife Roberta were local mediums that practiced automatic writing. So they would write and let the ghosts channel through them. I guess this is some of the automatic writing here. Oh, look at this. What it says here. It says, John is now writing. I just took over and we think we can. Wow. That's actually really fascinating. You can see some others there. It says, my name is Johnny. I heard what you said to that boy who was just in it, and I like to be a messenger boy too. It says, my name is Gladys. I lived in Mobile. Will you show me how to play? Yeah, I guess these are all messages from beyond the grave. They all start by saying their names. My name is Florence. She hadn't much to say in a while playing cards, but we're about to leave. She said, God bless and protect you and let you see the opportunity that is going to put in your way so that you can take advantage of. How really interesting. But it also says here that I guess Mr. Mac, the medium, got in trouble because he said in the 1920s he received a recipe from spirits that he made a cure-all medication called anti-femin that contained kerosene and turpentine, and he was sued by the U.S. government for selling poisonous medicine. See the very luxurious coffin there. It's covered in fabric, and it has the window where you can actually take it off so that you can see the deceased's face It talks here about the symbology on gravestones. Often in old cemeteries you'll see the different symbols here. It says hands clasped represent an important relationship, like a married couple. Doves in flight represent peace the loved ones would find after death. Yeah, you see these a lot. The sleeping lamb, it's usually a child's grave with the lamb on it. And these are always interesting. I've seen these many times. The tree stumps, it's to show that a life cut short. You know, instead of growing into a full tree, it was cut off like a stump. The gift shop here, they have yellow fever, I guess, to go along with the quarantine exhibit. You can get a bobblehead of Trader John. Came down here to see another Pensacola icon. This is the Pensacola Ice House. You can see it actually looks like it's made of ice, and at one point it actually held ice. You see here in Florida, before people had refrigeration, before people at these homes had their own refrigerators, they would have to come get their ice here at the ice house. This would keep all the ice for the neighborhood. Just notice there is a little polar bear up there on the awning there. It says here this was built in 1932, back before people had freezers in their homes. And it says it's on the National Register of Historic Places and was named one of the 7 wonders of Pensacola. I wonder what the other 6 wonders are. I wonder if anything we've seen today is one of the 7 wonders of Pensacola. I may have to track down the other 6 at some point. Yeah, if you look over there between the 2 doors, there's actually a hand signal system. Apparently they didn't want you talking to the attendant. You used hand signals to show how much ice you want. So you hold up one finger for I guess you get that's 100 pounds, and that's 35 cents. Hold up 2 fingers for 50 pounds, that's 20 cents. And then the other hand signals to denote how much ice you'd like. So I guess you come out, flash the hand signal, and they'll bring you out the amount of ice that you are requesting. So thank you for joining me here for another day, another adventure, and I think I'm gonna start heading east a little bit. I guess we're not in any technical hurry, but just trying, I guess, to stay warm, to get away from any potential Arctic blasts. I really appreciate you guys follow me along as I travel day by day here. Thank you. If you like these videos though, please do subscribe. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel in other ways, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, and doing personalized messages on Cameo. If you'd like a special message from me to send to a friend or family member, or just to yourself, check out the description of this video. All the information for all those things is down there, and all those things help keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this blue angel high in the air. Till next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.